Yeah.
I think we can get them to sponsor. I talked to Tim in there, and they're really interested.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Could I come
Get
with?
Ethan Hawke and Bo Bridges involved, they said.
Wait, could I come
You know
with?
who they are. Yeah. You know who Bo Bridges is?
Wait, what time?
Well, good evening. Good evening and welcome to the Ask Dr. Jenny show. I'm sorry. We were just sitting here chatting as we were getting ready for this show. We want to say welcome. We're coming to you live from downtown Sarasota, right here at Age Vital Pharmacy Research and Wellness Center. We want to say thank you so very much for joining us this evening. We have, of course, Dr. Jenny here with us this evening. We have a special guest. This is my granddaughter. This is Harmony.
Hi.
Harmony is going to be sharing with us as well, because tonight we're talking about eye care. We're talking about our children's eye care. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff, though. We're talking about going back to school. We're talking about how there's stress involved, how we're dealing with the COVID-19. We've got all these products. These are the products that you've heard us talk about. Dr. Jenny, well, she was in 2019 Naturopath of the Year. And so she also compounds these products, all these products that you see around us here, and you don't see all of them. There's a ton of it. So I just want to say welcome. How are you doing this evening now?
I'm great. Yay.
Yes.
Happy hump day. You know, I got to say that every Wednesday.
That's okay.
It's a hump day.
Wait, it's Wednesday?
It is Wednesday. And
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
and
If there's kids watching, please tell me you understand that reference.
yes.
It feels like a Friday, though. It really does. I was totally, yeah. And then when you were here today, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, yay. It's
Yeah.
Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, and I call it Health and Wellness Wednesday too, because we are talking about your health and wellness. And we're going to be talking specifically about a bunch of stuff. Now, what we want you to do is we want you to share this. If you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, we want you to share this video out to your friends. Tell them all about it. If you got a smart TV, by the way, you can watch this on your smart TV. That's so awesome. We're on Roku. We're on Amazon Fire. We're on Android and Apple TV. We're also on the E360 platform. So download that application on your smart TV or go to our website, lwnfoundation.org, and you can watch it right there. That'll take you right to YouTube or the E360 platform. We appreciate that. We are blessed to be here this evening. We're all geared up. We're ready to go. We've been drinking our espresso this evening.
Oh, yeah. Taking our
Even
legal
Harmony.
cannabis.
And we've been
Yep, feeding that endocannabinoid system. And we're going to talk
Yes.
a lot. We're going to be all over the map today.
sounds
We're going
fun.
to talk about getting back to school. This is why we have this lovely dynamic 15-year-old here today, Miss Harmony. I'm going to talk about eye health and how important it is to nourish our eyes, right? And how to be functional with our eye health, because there's a lot of people that don't realize that vitamins and hormones impact your eye health. And we're going to talk about stress and anxiety still being coped up due to COVID. And of course, even, you know, I have stress and anxiety just being here at the pharmacy sometimes. There's always something happening, right? So how does one deal with that stress and anxiety, Stephen? Like
Well-
what
Stress
types,
and anxiety
yeah,
as
what
well.
types of things, Harmony, do children deal with these days? Like I remember as a teenager, the peer pressure. Like, does that still exist?
Yes, a lot. There's the peer pressure to do drugs, drink, smoke, vape. There's also the pressure of like a lot of the teachers just sometimes being, you know, expecting too much at times.
Oh.
And also like personally for me, I'm in JRTC. That can cause me a lot of anxiety too.
I know
Things
that.
like that can
yeah.
worry people.
It's been
And
difficult.
for some of us that don't know what that is, what is that?
JRTC is basically, I don't completely remember the acronym, but it's Army JRTC. Basically, there's I can't
It's
explain
military.
it. It's
It's
kind of military, but it's not basically. It's more the purpose of JRTC is to help students become better citizens. So
they do things in the community, don't you?
yeah,
Yes.
a lot.
And that's wonderful.
Minimum 100 community
Mhm.
service hours per year because of it.
And you're an artist. You're a phenomenal artist, and you're into cosplay, which I think is phenomenal because I was into cosplay at that age. I'm still into all of the anime and super cool. She's such a great artist. Now, do you
Yes.
use that as a teenager as an outlet
Yes,
to reduce
definitely.
stress?
Definitely. Also
Mhm.
listening to music. And there's a few other things that can cause stress, like especially at school. Like if you're scared of popularity, if you say the wrong thing, people will like hate you or cancel you. And
Cancel you.
and
Huh?
it scares kids, and that's another thing that can cause a lot of anxiety because people feel like they have to filter themselves. But personally, I say if they're
Mhm.
just being friends with you because of your fake personality, then they're not your real friends.
Right.
If
Being
they're
true
your
to
real
yourself.
friends, they'll like
Right?
you for you.
Mhm.
And I think as a teenager, like the type of advice that I give my children, like here's a really great example. My son goes into class, one morning and he's like, Mom, you forgot to give me a kiss. He's 13 years old. He's 6'1". He's 235
Oh
pounds.
boy.
Right. So I'm just like, oh, you want to kiss me? Oh my gosh, you're 35. More wants to kiss me. Oh my gosh. So he hugs me and he kisses me. And his teacher later tells me, he says, I have to tell you, you're doing something really great with that boy because he really stood up to these boys that said, ew, you kiss your mom and you hug your mom, like you're such a dork. And he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, you're the dork if you don't kiss or hug your mom. And he put
Good
them in their
for
spot.
him.
And I was just like, what? He did what?
Hmm.
He's like, if you don't kiss or hug your mom, it's like, what kind of kid are you? He's like, I appreciate my mom and I want her to know. I appreciate how hard she works. She makes me breakfast. She does this. I'm just like, so I think it's so important as parents, Stephen,
Mhm.
tell me, to tell the kids, it's like, we're your best friends. I hear parents often saying, I'm not here to be your friend. Right.
Right.
You hear adults say that. It's like, what
You
are you
do
talking
hear
about?
adults
I'm
say
raising
that.
my best friends. I have 4 of them. A 5-year-old best friend, an 8-year-old
I've been
best
told
friend,
that.
a 10-year-old best friend, and a 13-year-old best friend.
I've been told that.
Told.
Like adults can't be your friends,
Yeah.
right? And to me, there's nothing
Like
We hope
it's
your
terrifying.
teachers aren't telling you
no,
that.
it was my mom saying Megan wants to be more of your friends than
Right.
a parent, and parents aren't supposed to be like your best friend. They're supposed, but
Well,
like I see her point.
Might
with
be
mom.
old school thinking a little bit
It's
there. I
more,
mean,
I see her point because like she's not there to be like my best friend in the whole wide world. She's there to like be honest with me and like, help me be a better person. Not even if that means saying something. Like a lot of best friends, they wouldn't like say something about it, but your
Mhm.
parents are there to, tell you the truth about it.
Right. I totally agree.
Guidance,
But
yeah.
and we forget that children are so, they're impacted by your words. That's one way. Like how do you encourage how do you expect your children to be kind and to be generous and to, be positive in an environment when you yourself are being negative to them? It's like we're all best friends, and our goal as parents is to make sure that these little minds are being nourished, they're being loved. Just like the plants, we've talked about how energy and how your words can impact even plants and even change the molecular structure of a beverage of water.
Mhm.
There's been so many studies where you have water that's perfectly alkalized,
Right,
right?
right. I know that's a hard word.
Alkaline, right?
Yes.
And saying to one water completely different, and by saying, I hate you, I don't love you, you're pathetic, and then that water becomes toxic and it
Right.
becomes the
Who-
pH reduces it.
Now, who
University
was
of
that?
Florida did that study.
There was an
Yale.
Oriental guy that did that book, and they were photographing the molecular makeup based on different types of music and stuff that they
Yeah.
were playing to it. And
Yeah.
it's like classical,
28 hertz.
yeah,
Mhm.
classical music, beautiful, beautiful cell structure. Maybe some harder rock music, and I like rock music. Let's
Angry
not get
music,
it wrong, but
right?
angry music, yes,
Pull out
does
emo
affect it. And
music.
what are we? We're water mostly, right,
Right.
Dr. Jenny?
Yeah, and we're 70% water. So if that water gets, toxic, it's like minimal exposure to toxicity. So we have to feed our spirituality as
Yeah.
well as our physical bodies.
Right.
Here's a good example. I read this and I was thinking about this post.
Okay.
Somebody that wrote, his name is Alex Morel, and I actually know this father. And he said, imagine having a conversation with your 5-year-old girl about the possibility of her breaking something. She then proceeds to tell you that you could sell her to pay for what she broke. A 5-year-old telling a father this. Okay, wow, right?
Yeah, wow.
So where's this coming from? After hearing what your child just told you, you ask her how or why she would even think of such a horrible idea in the first place. How horrible for a child to even think for a second that their mom and dad would sell them, which was also clearly upsetting to her as she was saying it. She proceeds to tell, I know this little girl, by the way.
Wow,
She proceeds to tell you that an adult who was supervising her while at an event, right, for her school, told her that she would be sold to pay for something if she broke something on that stage.
Holy cow.
Wow. And this is happening in our schools.
That's not good.
This is a teacher in a school telling this to a 5-year-old. How does that make you feel?
That's
You're
just
15.
that teacher needs fired now.
I agree.
I agree too. Now,
That's not good
how
for
is,
children.
I want to know, because today is your third day back to school, correct?
Yep. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm really happy about it because, being trapped in the house for months, yes, I liked being able to play video games all day and listen to music all day. But at the same time, I didn't get to see my friends. And just after a while, it just really got depressing and it got worse and worse because I couldn't really do anything. And I thought it would never end. But then when school finally, school is one of my quote safe spaces for me and escapes from anything else. Because I'm actually learning and being able to take my mind off things with things that aren't video games. Because yes, video games are fun, but after a while they get boring and I can actually see my friends again. And I actually am really happy with the classes I have and all my teachers are really nice. So I'm really happy to be back.
That's awesome.
Aw,
I'm
that is so
really
cool.
glad to hear that,
I
right?
was a mix of happy and anxious about this first day and stuff because I was scared my teachers were going to be mean. Kids that were mean to me last year would be mean. But no, they're all really nice now, and
Excellent.
the teachers I got are really amazing, and I got the classes I wanted.
So how are they dealing with the COVID-19
We
then?
have to wear masks all day except if we're eating at lunch. And then they keep us 1 seat apart minimum, and they try to keep us social distanced, but none of us are.
So they don't have
following it.
a bubble that they put you in?
No.
No, they haven't created that yet.
They don't.
There was a movie about that, wasn't
They're
there?
My children used to be at Sarasota Christian. They're not there anymore.
Okay.
One of the mommies texted me a picture, and they literally have these glass things over their desk,
They
this
don't have-
plastic.
They don't have the
thing.
glass. They have 3-sided shields that only cover half the desk. So we
Okay.
can still talk to each other
Right.
and stuff around them. It just
There's something wrong with that. It just seems to,
and we can see through them, and then we have to wipe them down after each period. And instead of being able to go both ways in the hall, you can go one way. So let's say you're on this side of the building and you have to get upstairs on the same side of the building. You have to walk all the way around, follow the way, go up the staircase that says up, go to that class the right direction. If you go the wrong direction, they'll say go the other way. Don't care if you're late because
So are you feeling stressed at all from this new way things are happening?
Honestly, the only thing that's really stressing for me is wearing the mask all day. Since I have to walk back and forth across the campus multiple times a day,
Mhm.
and then I end up out of breath from it, inhaling the mask and stuff really does trigger anxiety and panic attacks for me.
Oh.
And also the stress of my next class is right there, right next to it. But since it's not the right direction, you're going to make me walk down the stairs on this direction and then make me walk right back up the other stairs just to get to the class.
Right.
Wow.
And there you are. You heard something about a panic attack because
Yes.
you have something right here. We're not meant to be walking around being suffocated or muzzled.
It's not even just.
I don't think it's
not even
normal.
It's like we're rats, Stephen.
It's not even
in an
like
experiments.
It's not even the claustrophobia for me.
That's
It's
probably
when
true.
I'm out of breath and then trying to
And you're
breathe in.
building your own. Yep. It's
But then I'm
happening.
breathing in the mask and not getting really any oxygen, so I start hyperventilating and then freaking out and then just full blown panic attack.
Right.
Oh,
I
that's
think
not
it's torture.
so
That's
good.
Not good.
What would you recommend for our kids then,
Well,
Dr.
it's
Jenny,
really-
that are
there's-
really suffering like
Right,
that?
because it's mandated right now. You have to do it.
Like
right?
It
I
is.
feel like they should
Even
just
if you
let us,
don't want to.
I feel like they should just let us wear the face shields and then have the masks if we want to on top of that, because then, or at least if you're really have bad anxiety about masks or anything, let you take them off for 5 minutes at a time or something so you can actually catch your breath instead of freaking out.
Right.
But they won't even let you do that. Like while I was having that panic attack earlier, they made me keep the mask on
right.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Well, for children, mommies that I talk to, I mean, you have children on Valium, you have them on Xanax, you have them on Adderall, you have them on all of these neuropsychiatric medications.
I was prescribed Adderall and Ritalin different times. I stopped taking both of them because it just made it was either ADHD medication or depression medication or anxiety medication. Any of them made the others worse. There was no winning.
And they're all Band-Aids for boo-boos, number one mommies, okay? And, Adderall was abused by Hitler. He did a lot of the clinical trials. It causes neurodegenerative disorders. It messes with your central nervous system.
And with Adderall.
And it causes your children to be, in the future, the schizophrenic and bipolar generation. So if this is what you want for your child, I suggest you not be, taken in by Zyprexa, by Adderall, by Ritalin, because like I said in a past podcast, right, Stephen, that Adderall is legal meth,
right,
and Ritalin is legal cocaine. So why would you be giving genetically modified versions of these drugs to your children? So their brains are already so informable. You have the amount of neurosynapses that is happening, these chemical patterns. I mean, at 15 right now, you have the highest amount of chemical pathways than anybody. Believe it or not, she's the smartest person in this room right now because she's got her neurosynapses is firing everything she's taking, and this is why she's talking and chatting. She's like so excited. Can you imagine us being like like a dog shaking our tail, like please, can I talk? Yes, Miss Harmony.
When I was on Adderall, one time I was on Adderall, the other time I was on Ritalin, and at one point I was on both, and both of them made me like super depressed. I ended up hospitalized for being super suicidal now a year and a half ago while I was on those.
And that's one of the side effects.
And then now
suicidal thoughts.
And then they tried to diagnose me with bipolar while I was at Bayside. And then I'm just like
not taking responsibility for a side effect that it gave to her. And you look at the black box warnings, that's what it is.
And even now that I've stopped taking medication completely because like I'm starting to get better, like I think you are. I will go from happy to I will like in a matter of milliseconds. It's
CBD in replacement to Adderall, CBD in replacement of Ritalin, of Zyprexa. It's a natural molecule. Our body has a system called the endocannabinoid system that naturally occurs in our body, just like we have the endocrine system that regulates hormones. We have a system called the endocannabinoid system with receptor sites neurologically here in the brain, CB1 receptors up here, CB2 receptors down here in the gut, in the stomach. So what that means is neurological support and immune function support. So you can even use this to increase your innate immune system. So people that are sick take CBD. People that have weakened immune systems take CBD. This one in particular, Stephen and I, us three took this right before we started.
We did.
I felt it immediately within 30 seconds of taking it, putting it underneath my tongue. This is a full spectrum, a 2,000 milligram, 30 ml, so really high concentration.
Yes.
You don't really see this concentration out in the market. And I felt it right away. 66 milligrams that we took. Yeah. The room lit up for me. What did you experience?
Well, I did. It affected, when we're talking about eyesight, we'll get to that. But this is really important too. But yeah, I felt it in my eyes immediately. The room did kind of I felt it in my eyes, but that's what I've been taking as well at home, particularly like for my back when I have back issues. And when I wake up, I have to admit, I'm hurting pretty good when I get up. And by taking that, it calms me down. I feel much better. I'm not stressed. And then I go about my healthy routine of, putting good information into my brain. And so, yeah, I felt a little bit better because there was a little bit of anxiety. This is the first time, by the way, we've done this. We've come to on location broadcasting. We're loving it. We appreciate that you're taking time to come and join us this evening. It's great fun. We love being able to bring the studio here and to show you behind us all these products and talk about all this great stuff with someone so smart, like, well, of course, my granddaughter, but of course, Dr. Jenny, Dr. Jenny, she is our lead person when it comes to the medical advisory board for the LWN Foundation. We're all about helping people. That's what the message here is that we want to help you become the best, most healthiest you can be.
Living well with nature.
And my goal in
Right?
life,
Nature, exactly.
Right.
the reason I want to help out with this is because my goal in life is if I can make even one person like feel better and actually be happy, then, you know, if I can help people, that's pretty much my only goal in life. Because if I can help others, I'm happy.
That's a great goal.
Yes. I love that. And look how young, look how intelligent she is. And she's already
Also,
woke.
that was my first
Yes,
time taking
she is
the,
woke.
Sweetie, now
Yeah.
what did you experience?
Yes, tell us.
Slightly less anxious about it because there's like the smallest amount of anxiety. I'm not really anxious about being on camera as much as I am in person with people.
Okay.
I don't really notice things a lot, but they're like, I don't know. I'm just
Helps you to control your thoughts a lot better.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. And so the great thing
to
about
focus.
the cannabinoids,
I'm actually focused,
specifically
though.
CBD.
That's new because
Yeah.
normally
What?
my attention span is like,
She's actually focused, she said.
bye.
She's really busy, which most teenagers are. Like I said,
Mhm.
there's so many pathways that have developed. I mean, you have
Right.
trillions of these as a teenager at her age.
Mhm.
And then as you get older, you use it or you lose it. So I always keep my children super busy. I was like, you don't want to lose any of them.
I'm also
So do art, ride a bike, do
some art. That's what
yeah.
she does.
Use left brain, read every single book you can, Google everything you
reading.
can,
I love
because then
reading.
you will keep those chemical pathways.
What kind of
As
books
in,
are you
don't just
reading?
keep yourself in a little box.
mostly like
Yeah, don't stay in the box.
there's
You gotta
this
step
one
out.
book that's about this girl who ends up becoming a siren because of like an abusive situation.
What's a siren? Did you say
basically,
siren?
Siren.
Basically a mermaid that
like a mermaid that
Yeah.
sings.
Oh,
sings,
well. Oh, sure.
Yeah, you remember the sirens and that, the mermaids.
I didn't pay that close
Right.
attention to it,
I think
obviously.
Lost Voices. I think it was called
I
Lost
like
Voices.
mermaids, but I think the Little Mermaid,
Peter
right?
Pan. Peter Pan.
And
had
Peter
the
Pan,
sirens,
yes.
Right?
Okay.
I think it's called Lost Voices, but it's the first book in a 3-book series. I can't find the other 2 books, and I really want to because like the first book was so good and ended on a cliffhanger.
Now, does that help you feel less stressed too as well? You like to read. I know that you do art. You're really good at art. You do cosplay. Maybe we should talk a tiny bit
A lot
about
of
that
I
because
do a lot
it's
of make
real popular. TikTok, right?
I
Yeah.
also do a lot of makeup because like that is another form of art for me. Like I'll do like the rainbow eyeshadow and full out like makeup looks.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Beautiful pictures. I wish we
Yes.
had more time because we would have uploaded some of them.
Yeah, we
to
could have
put on
done
there,
that.
but
Yes, exactly.
Get your teenagers, get your children involved. There is so much that you can do to support, healthy neuro pathway support, and you want them to use all of those chemical pathways neurologically and not to lose it and make it go, in the positive. Music has been taken out of our school. The arts has been taken out of our school. You have to go to enrichment courses. Does your school still offer art and music classes?
Yes, they offer pottery, drawing one I took last year.
Right.
What school is this?
Sarasota High.
Oh my gosh! Most of the schools took it out.
Also,
They
there's
didn't have the
angry
funding
about
for
that.
it.
There's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
theater, which I did last year. The teachers there are so nice and amazing.
Mhm.
That's what I love about my school. Almost all the teachers are really nice and like accepting if you have any mental health issues like I do. They'll like make it so easier for you. Like if in class, if I get really since I get really bad anxiety in class, like if there's too much work, they'll let me listen to music so that I can help me focus more and also to calm myself down.
That is great.
It is awesome.
Classical music,
And
Mozart.
I want to say this because
Honestly, more dubstep music helps me focus.
this is truly the truth. I have a doctor now too because I avoided doctors. I mean, I really did for a very long time. And if I was really super sick, then I'd probably end up in the hospital at that point because I just did. But I recognize now that's so important for good health, and that's what I'm trying to be, as healthy as I can. And so I'm just like blessed to have Dr. Jenny as my doctor, helping me get healthier, and I'm getting more healthier all the time. But we're going to help Harmony too. Okay. And so I want everybody that's watching this video to know you continue to watch these videos, watch them all the way through too, because if you turn it or turn the channel, you're going to miss something. You're going to watch this girl get healthy under the care of Dr. Jenny.
Also,
That's what you're going to see, and you're going to witness that.
one of these
It's
days,
awesome.
I'm planning to start maybe making more live with nature videos with my grandpa.
She's been on several. Yeah.
And I might actually start creating a few content videos for it that follow like the purpose on my own, and then have my grandpa go through them. We can edit it together and then have more content.
That's
you never
really
know. That
awesome.
can turn into
That is
like
really awesome.
a teenager segment.
Oh yes.
For kids.
Oh yeah,
like, you
yeah,
have
yeah.
these youth segments at church,
It's-
right? That
it's-
really speak to that age group.
Mm-hmm.
Like you and I are like old farts, right? And we got this young
Well,
fart
I'm
over
certainly
here.
on the older end of it. I guess, I might not feel
I
well
always called
when I
myself an
wake
old
up.
mama.
I feel it when I wake up, but I get over it pretty quick. But no, I mean, I'm young at heart and in mind for
Age
real.
is just a number.
And it is just a number.
Yep.
But the important factor, I just wanted to back up a half a second, is that we're, I've never believed in the Adderall or all these other drugs,
Neither have-
these psychotropic drugs that they put our kids on,
Neither have
or
I.
adults, for that matter.
I've never really agreed with them, but I just took them because, Jody was like, if you don't take them,
Well-
you're not going to get better. And I'm just over here like,
That's because
Yeah,
she
and
was
you-
told
And
that,
that's
right?
right. Don't listen to doctor's gloom and doctor's doom. Okay. Because I'm telling you right now, I've been in the pharmaceutical space since I was 14 years old. I think I was younger than you when I had my first pharmaceutical job. And I watched brain chemistry change. And I watched
Okay.
people become bipolar, become schizophrenic,
The thing-
develop insomnia. And for men, taking Adderall, I mean, talk about a downer. You want to destroy your love life. You're going to get ED. You're going to get erectile dysfunction on top of that. And then you're going to start gaining weight because it messes with your central nervous system. You're going to get that adrenal fatigue in your adrenals. You're going to get this gigantic pot belly that doesn't go away because you gave yourself a synthetic version of something that naturally occurs in your body.
the thing that I went through though is like every time I told my mom that it was making me more and more depressed, plus the already having the depression part, just making it worse and worse and worse. She just was like, you're probably just overreacting for the most part at sometimes, and was like, you're probably just saying that because you don't want to take it. And then like after I decided I'm not taking this anymore and you can't force me to, because like it was making me depressed to the point of literally wanting to die.
Yes, and so that's the
And-
important factor. And so my point with that is that I never was the believer in that stuff. I didn't necessarily feel it. And anybody that's seen me before knows that I'm so all about the power of positive thinking, certainly health. We recognize that gut health is so important to the thinking as well, but we're going to do it naturally, without GMOs, the right way. And we've got the best doctor in the universe in my book, guiding us to do that.
like a
So I tell you,
superhero. Where's
you
my
are a
king?
superhero. You're a superhero when it comes to health, wellness, mind, body, and soul, Dr. Jenny.
Yes.
And
you're-
so,
yeah.
I'm just pleased about that. I'm glad that we're
And
here.
getting this knowledge out.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I mean tonight's such a dynamic show with Harmony sharing the things that she's sharing, really personal stuff.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised but blessed and grateful.
The other part of it was when I stopped taking it, because my mom full-heartedly believed it's gonna help you. It was kind of just like you're just trying to control what you can, and that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah. So I guess the bottom line is parents, listen to your children too. Do your research because you have articles after articles, peer-reviewed studies from the most prestigious universities, from the most prestigious biochemical books, medical books that are stating, like look up a book called Toxic Psychiatry. I believe it was written by Dr. Hootsey is the name. Don't ask me to spell it. I'm not going to be able to spell it right now, but the book is called Toxic Psychiatry and it goes through every neuropsych medication and its side effect and what it does. There are natural chemical receptors in our brain that can help with attention deficit disorder, that can help with bipolar disorder, that can help with neuropsychiatric disorders like insomnia, erectile dysfunction, headaches, migraines. This is all in the same field of study. Neuropsychiatric disorders doesn't mean that you're necessarily a psychotic person. It just means that your brain chemistry is making a disconnect. And there's lots of factors and environmental factors that contribute to the degeneration of your brain. And a lot of that can even affect eye health, believe it or not. So I know that we wanted to talk a little bit about eye health and what's happening. Why does your eyes become damaged? Because your eyes are a muscle, right?
And they tell us that the eyes are the window to the soul.
I
Yes, they
personally
do.
have really bad depth perception. Like It is so bad, and my friends will laugh when I walk into stuff because it's so bad. And I'm just over here like, bruh.
I think that's just being a teenager, Harmony. I used to do the same thing. I was like one of those birds that runs into
My
the
depth
sliding glass doors because
Right.
you didn't see it.
So my depth
Oh, there's
perception is
Jenny
just
again
not
running
there.
into a slider.
My
And I was your age.
My depth perception is just like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So what should people be taking for their, not only for their kids, getting for their kids, but themselves too? Because
Yeah.
certainly as you
I
get
have-
older.
I have several products on
Yeah.
the website
Mhm.
that, we can sell. They can come in here if you're locally. I have a product called Eye Wellness, and I have all of the minerals, specifically vitamin A, vitamin E, and biotin.
Okay.
So these are really, really great chemical iron, believe it or not. And you're nourishing. Your eye is a muscle,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
There's peptides that are involved. I have a product called Amino Pro. See, and right here
Yeah.
it is, right on the shelf.
There we go.
Taking a few of these. These are amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks to everything. I have doctors that write prescriptions for their eye patients for growth hormone, for peptides, and it's an injection that they take right before bed.
Yeah.
And it's mega doses of the amino acids being injected subcutaneously every night before they go to bed, but it's consistently nourishing those eyeballs. Okay, we're very much like plants,
Mhm.
right? What does a plant need in order to thrive and look beautiful? Sunlight,
Sunlight, water, and nutrients
right? And where does it get the nutrients?
from the
soil,
ground.
right? So we're only as good as the nutrients that we put in our ground,
Right.
Mhm.
So we have all of these nutrients that take care of everything in our body, from our eyes to our hair to our skin. One of these days, I'm going to show you before and after pictures, like after I have a baby, and how drained and how depleted I look. Like I look almost 15 to 20 years older. And then within a 3-month period after having a baby, treating myself like a plant that's been
Mhm.
deprived because I had this parasite that was growing in me and sucked everything out of me, right? 4 times, right? Because that's what they are, mommies. Let's get serious. Inside the womb and outside the room, they're sucking your energy, right?
I can confirm. As a child, I can confirm.
So you have
That's what
to
they do, right?
replenish. You have to take that iron. You have to you balance out your hormones,
Yeah.
balance out your cannabinoids, and
Yeah.
everything. You start to sprout. You're like a chia pet. Like, oh, my hair, there it is. It's growing back. And your skin gets younger.
Mhm.
You're getting all that collagen. But with your eyes, I used to have 2 stigmatisms, and I was nearsighted. I wore glasses for years.
Oh.
Okay. And when I first discovered functional regenerative medicine, as I was doing all of my therapies, I went back to my doctor, Dr. Rick Billings here in Sarasota, Florida. Amazing doctor. He did a follow-up because all of a sudden the glasses weren't working. They were like foggy. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? My contacts felt really weird. And so I went back. I was like, I think my eyesight got worse, And he did and he's like, let me retest again. I was like, what's the matter? Oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible.
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm going to be blind. He's like, you don't need glasses. You got perfect 20/20 vision. How is that possible? I was like, what?
Right.
He's like, you don't need any more glasses. I said, don't your eyes get worse as you get older?
I thought so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, they got better.
They don't have to. See, that's the
So
point.
my parents started following my protocols. Their eyes got better.
Mhm.
My grandparents started following the protocols with the peptides, with my eye wellness supplements,
Mhm.
right? With the biotin, the zinc.
Well,
the
see, there's
vitamin
just
A,
so
the
many
vitamin
more
E.
things that I'm going to be needing to
Right.
take, obviously,
And
because
it's in higher concentrations than you would find in like a carrot. Like vitamin A is naturally occurring in carrots, right?
right.
Mhm.
Okay. Right.
Or in other red vegetables,
Okay.
right? Orange vegetables loaded with vitamin A, vitamin E, and yellow vegetables.
You made me think of. I
Right?
love those like red peppers and
Yeah.
orange peppers.
Mhm.
Barbecue them, make them all black, and then make
Yeah.
olive oil, a
Yeah.
little bit of Dijon
Olive oil is so
mustard.
great.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness, I tell you, that's awesome. And
Yep.
each one has such a different, delectable taste to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad will pass on that, right? He's not having it, but that's okay. They're good for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Super good for you. You're vegetable. And if you're not a vegetable eater, and if
Right.
you're not a fruit eater, you should be, you have to take supplements. There's no other way around it. My vegetarians, I'm like, if you're not going to eat meat, take my Amino Pro. You have to get your amino acids from something.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
take my plant-based amino acids. I make them plant-based and all in their free form.
Mhm.
I understand that sometimes it's a spiritual thing or it's a religious thing or it's a
Yeah,
personal
it
thing,
can be.
right?
Mhm.
To each
Yeah.
their own,
Yeah.
but you have to get those nutrients from somewhere. you got to eat the side of a cow in order to get all your amino acids, right? And nobody has a consistent diet all the time. Maybe my boyfriend Jimmy does. He eats chicken breast for lunch, chicken breast for dinner, spinach. Nobody's not that neurotic though.
Yes, but it's about routines, about healthy food routines, and we talked about that before, Dr. Jenny. And it's okay if you cheat a little bit, because you know the things that you can take, and you suggested them before to overcome that little bit of cheating, the things that you shouldn't have maybe had. But boy, what fun is it if you're then stressing over the fact that you can't eat anything that you want to, right?
And I have news for everybody. If you're breathing, you're going to have stress.
Right.
Stress is just a fundamental fact of life. You're going to have stress from every angle. All right. So it's knowing how to combat that daily stress. Just like a car, that exhaust is the stress that comes out, right? But it's necessary to keep reloading it with gasoline and keep reloading it with oil.
Yes.
So our bodies need that gas and that oil change on a daily basis, right? Our exhaust is going to the bathroom, right? I know that sounds, but it's in terms that people can understand. So you need to take supplements to regenerate and to revive and help you to sleep, because sleeping is a big factor in regeneration of anything, even with your eyes. You put strain on your eyes when you don't sleep. Right. And my gosh, my ex-husband used to lay in bed with his iPhone right here for hours. I can't sleep. But then he's like scrolling and I'm like, well, Mr. Wilkins, maybe take that light away from your pineal gland.
Right.
Because having that light, the pineal gland gets affected by light. The moment you have light, it blocks melatonin. And melatonin is that sleep hormone that tells you lights off, go to sleep. And so the moment you have light, if you have a TV on in your room, if you have a laptop, if you have your iPhone while you're in bed, you are messing with your eyes, right? So turn it off. Have a nighttime routine where you're winding down. I'd rather you have like mild, lighting. Read a book that you know is going to bore you to tears, right? Some people say, oh, that's the Bible. And I'm like, oh, sheesh. To me, I can't, you know?
Right. Well, it's
take a nice hot bath.
So deep.
Soothing.
I mean, you can't get past a few pages.
Take some CBD oil. This one, 2 dropperfuls of the 2,000 milligram CBD oil. Oh my gosh, I'm so relaxed. I'm laying in bed going, sleeping.
That's an important factor. That CBD oil before you go to bed, and then I'm taking it when I wake up. I have taken it a few times when I've gone to bed, but I tend to sleep well. I mean, I'm so worn out from my long days that, when I go to sleep.
You never used to sleep well until you came to see me.
Well,
even
it
when
helps.
I don't have my phone in my face, I can't sleep for like 3 hours. I'm just laying there like, let me sleep.
Yeah, that's called being 15. And you have all of those chemical pathways being super active. So you, my dear, need CBD to turn that off. I give CBD to all of my children every single night because they're so busy and they're so excited about life.
Right.
And they're intelligent. Like you're very intelligent.
Yes.
I had it tested 119 IQ like last year. I don't know if that changes.
Oh, no, you're only going to get smarter unless you're taking drugs that
never.
Kill that.
I'm proud about that.
Doesn't mean just illegal drugs. Because Adderall and Ritalin, Zyprexa, very bad for reducing your IQ, very bad for just damaging the prefrontal cortex
The thing
and damaging the basal ganglia.
I'm surprised I still got that high of an IQ. When I got tested, I got out of school for a day, but it was still extremely boring. But I was still on Adderall and Ritalin at the time. But at that point, I'm like...
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it, since you've been doing that?
I stopped taking it about 8 months ago.
Okay.
Because I was sick of like just constantly being like,
Well, we're looking forward.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to that. You and I have been talking about this for a moment. We have been. It's not like it happened tonight by any stretch.
Right.
And I've talked.
And I agreed.
And she took her first
and she
dose of
agreed.
CBD
And see, that's the important.
And that was just one dose.
See, what's happening here is that Harmony decided she did not want to take that medication, that serious medication.
Because
it did not make her feel right. And clearly, Dr. Jenny's explained about how that really messes you up.
Like, I knew it wasn't doing good for me, but like I after having to take it for so many years, like I knew it was affecting me for years, just was too scared to say anything. And rightfully so, because even after I did, I was told repeatedly I'm making the wrong choice.
Mhm. I took it
So,
as a teenager,
I mean,
and I hated it.
right.
It made me withdraw.
It pretty much
I was
made,
already such an introvert, and it made me more of an introvert. It made me so quiet and just, they're like, what's wrong with Jenny? Oh, yeah, well, she's got attention deficit. And it turns out later on, it was anxiety. It wasn't ADD. It was anxiety. So instead of putting me on a drug, parents, go outside, stop being lazy, get off your butts, kick a ball, throw a ball, run with your kid, wear them out. When my kid's like, I'm bored, but they're wiggling and they're like stir crazy. And then I'm just, we're going running. And I won't go back to the house till those kids are like, oh, I'm tired.
Wear them
when
out.
I was on it, I could notice the days I forgot to take it. No, I just lied that I forgot. I literally just was like, no, I'm not taking it today.
So we were
Because
talking in
those days I realized, hey, I'm actually happier without this. But the days I
Beautiful.
took it, I was
That's
super
what I wanna hear.
irritable. Like anyone talked to me, I'd just snap at them, and also just pretty much went completely numb the days I took it. And that wasn't how I wanted to keep living.
So I think that that's important, folks, is that we're looking at a holistic as well as a natural alternative here for Harmony. And I think I feel really good about it. And the fact is that she feels good about it too. And so that makes it even that much more beneficial. And then, of course, we have Dr. Jenny, who really knows about this stuff. And that's what's important. And that's the major factor here is that we have good help. Now, if you want to reach out to Dr. Jenny, you can reach her through her website, www.agevital.com. Tons. I mean, how many products?
Or give me a call.
Or give her a call.
We have 25,000
What's the phone number here again, Dr. Jenny?
941-388-0800 or toll free 888-388-7237. So give us a call. We have telemedicine consults. You can come in person. We even have IV drips for eye health for someone really trying. Folks, CBD is really great for ocular degeneration. So glaucoma. I've had patients, elderly people saying, okay, I took this for pain, but my eyesight's getting better. I used to have all this pressure in my eyes, and my doctors prescribed eye drops, steroids for my eyes. I stopped taking it since I've taken the CBD. How many times I have gotten that from someone that was just taking CBD for pain or for sleep. And all of a sudden, one woman came in and she's legally blind. She can just see silhouettes, right? And she has, her nurse's aide that comes in here. She says, I can see color and I can see features in
Isn't
faces.
that beautiful? See,
It's like,
amazing.
and I know for myself personally, I am sharper than I was before, for real. I can see that in a lot of different things because I am using the computer a lot. And so I've seen a definite difference. Dr. Jenny says she sees a difference in me. I'm just looking forward to getting even more healthier. And that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about your health. And we kind of skipped around here a lot, but we did talk about eye health. And we talked about stress. We talked about some of these, solutions that you can use that aren't big pharma answers. They are natural. There's no GMOs. That means they're genetically modified.
I feel like Big Pharma creating Adderall is just like meth, but for children.
Meth for children.
Oh yeah, think about it, guys.
Would you give meth to your kids if you recognize that it was
Band-Aids
that?
for boo-boos, and people do not realize that. And psychology today has been doing a great job of exposing a lot of this too. I keep talking about the article they published back in 2013.
Okay.
During that time, 87 million Americans were on neuropsychiatric disorder medications.
Okay.
Right? It's an $800 billion industry.
Wow.
So a lot of these issues that are, coming for people, it's psychosis is becoming a pandemic everywhere. I worked in retail pharmacies like Walgreens, like CVS, and like 80% of the people coming in there were on some sort of psych medication, Xanax, Valium, Trazodone, Ativan. It's got to stop.
It's got to stop, and you can help these people overcome this stuff.
CBD, amino acids, balance out your hormones. For a lot of guys, testosterone gets rid of their depression. Testosterone. That's the sex hormone.
Right.
But it's also the very, for a guy, you give a guy testosterone, it gives them their mojo back. A shot of testosterone gives them that sense of well-being. It gives them, energy. It prevents Alzheimer's and dementia. Many studies, Google it. NCBI has tons of studies of testosterone preventing dementia.
Wow.
Right. So
Yeah.
as you get older, these levels slowly start to decline. And then you have the memory loss that people are talking about. You forget your keys. You forget something. You walk into a room, meaning to go into another room, and then forgetting why you walked into that room to begin with. Everyone's experienced that one time or another.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
a
So
common
be
thing.
functional. So functional medicine, it means that you're treating your body like the beautiful piece of mechanics that it is.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
Maintenance is the difference between a classic automobile and a pile of rust. When I'm 80 years old, I want to be a classic automobile.
Exactly.
Right. I don't want to die from some debilitating disease in a nursing home.
Right. Right.
Who wants that?
Die happy and healthy, honestly.
Right. I
But
want to
I
die of
also
old
want-
age just
but-
because God's like, beam her up, Scotty.
But I also
I love
wanna
Star
die-
Wars.
I also want to die of old age, and happy and healthy. And I also want to have as much time on this planet as I can to help as many people as I can.
Right.
I meant Star Trek, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mr.
I said Star.
like
I
them
love
both.
Star Wars too. That's why
Star
I said
Wars
that.
and Star Trek. We're all
But
gonna go
it's
to
Star
a
Trek.
cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids, your granddaughter.
She
we're
loves it.
gonna dress up.
She
all
goes
the
to
way.
these conventions and
She's gonna
stuff.
help me do a TikTok page
A
where I'm
TikTok?
dressed. Yes.
Okay.
I have one already, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all my cosplay characters because she says they're really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
They're way better than anything I can do.
Harmony's got a lot of wigs
I actually
and a
gave-
lot of costumes and
actually,
stuff.
I'm
So
down-
she's really into it. It's pretty cool.
Actually, I'm down
You know,
to
it
5
is.
wigs. I had like
Oh,
30,
5.
but I
30.
gave my friend all my
Just
short
30?
wig. I gave almost all my wigs away because they were almost all my Hero Academia characters, and the fandom got too toxic, and I didn't want to be a part of it.
Now, Dr. Jenny, I know you're maybe looking at this. Were there some questions or something? Did anybody have any comments that you wanted to address?
Yes, I keep looking. We're getting a lot of comments today.
Well, we appreciate
we
the
have
comments.
one from Sherry McQueen.
Okay, Sherry.
And she
Hi,
says,
Sherry.
anything for cancer, because before that I said,
Yeah.
any questions, anyone, because this is your
Yes.
opportunity right now. We're giving you free information. That's what the LWN Foundation's all about.
Yep.
Bringing functional solutions to you so you can make better, more informed decisions for your loved ones. So yes, cancer. Cancer is all
Talk about
about
cancer.
bacterial overload and fungal mold overload. Believe it or not, I was just talking to some patients today. The two can't exist in the body. And then the body is trying to figure out how to dispose of this bacteria and fungal overload. And with our GMO'd foods, right, we have so much fungus on our foods. We have fungus, we have mold, especially in humid parts of the planet like Florida.
Very
we
humid.
could get exposure to that. So I recommend a daily probiotic, one that's actually grows with your body, bacteria that grows with your body, 10 to 1. We're more microbial than we are cellular, meaning we have more bacteria in us and on us than we do cells. And we have trillions of cells. So that should show you how important
Wow.
the human microbiome is. Probiotics, that's the good bacteria that you find in yogurt. Stay away from kombucha because
We talked about that.
probiotics, bacteria can turn on receptors for cancer, can turn on receptors for
Oh, boy.
Alzheimer's disease, making that domino effect. So take antioxidants and take natural antifungals like probiotics. CBD is a natural antioxidant. I would have this for the whole family to take. I give CBD to my dog. I have this dog that I adopted that was super sick,
Okay.
and he had all of these. I'm gonna post pictures of all of these wounds that they had from its previous
Oh,
owner.
My neighbors-
All of it. It's almost like a viral, like maybe like herpes or like shingles. Regardless, within 4 days, I got him off of all of the drugs. 4 days.
Wow.
2 weeks, all of those little wounds went away. I got him off of the steroids. I got him off of the eye drops. His eyes were pussy, were red.
My neighbors.
This dog is so much
Yes.
healthier than it was before, and it acts like a puppy now.
And
My neighbors
Harmony
did
has
that
a
with-
story on that.
My neighbors did that with their dog too, the CBD.
Yep.
And their dog went from not even being able to walk much, apparently, to actually being able to, move
Yeah.
Get around.
Like, move
Get
around.
around. Yeah.
CBD and then
It was amazing.
anti-cancerous supplements. Sherry, what's her name, right?
McQueen.
Yeah,
yes.
Sherry McQueen.
Yes.
Vitamin C, it's a anti-carcinogenic, meaning anti-cancer.
Mhm.
Progesterone, another anti-carcinogenic. Vitamin A, vitamin E. Remember, all of these antioxidants, it controls different systems in the body that can get infected by cancer. cancer of the eyeball, cancer of the
Mm-hmm.
liver, cancer of the skin, cancer. But all of these antioxidants are important. I have my metabolic immune powder
Mhm,
that has
mhm.
all of the antioxidants together.
Mm-hmm.
I have my metabolic detox supplement that helps get rid of anything like fungus, mold, parasites, bacteria out of your stomach, out of your intestines. So to make sure that your body clears everything. Glutathione is anti-carcinogenic. N-acetylcysteine, another anti-carcinogenic. CoQ10. And if you're confused, okay, where do I start? What do I take? Do a nutritional evaluation. Test to see what your body is deficient in, and then come into the store. We'll customize a supplement based on your nutritional analysis. A company called Genova offers a blood panel kit called NutriEval. We do sell them here, but you can go straight to their website and buy it straight from their website. Medicare covers 100% of that panel.
Oh, wow.
Why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
TRICARE does too. So yay for the elderly community, because us youngsters don't get that benefit.
Right.
It's a $500 kit. That's still super inexpensive considering what you're testing.
For all the tests.
Why wouldn't you want to know?
You would want to know, because then you can get it specific to what your body needs. That's the
Exactly.
important factor.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's really important. That's awesome. You can also reach out because you have a telemedicine line as well.
Yeah. And then we can do a consult. So we can do some free consults for watching this live podcast today.
Wow.
So give us a call and get a free 15-minute consultation with yours
Wow.
truly. I will offer that today. And Stephen,
That's
I want to get you on the
awesome.
Dr. Jenny weight loss protocol.
We talked about that.
I think
needed
we're
to
going to
get
do
started.
it, and we're going to start this week. You're going to
That's fine.
commit. Are you committing?
Yeah,
He's going to go,
I'm ready.
yeah, this is it. We're making a pact right
You're
here.
stuck in it
Keep
now.
track every single week. Every Wednesday, we will tell you how much weight he has lost.
Okay.
But every day, we can keep track of yours. You can say, I lost 2 pounds today. I
Okay.
lost 3 pounds today. Thank you, Dr. Jenny.
Yes,
We're going to do it.
A deal. I
All
had
right.
been thinking about that. Yes, so let's do that. We've made that agreement. So
I
hey,
love those. The
remember to
Biggest
come
Loser.
back.
Yeah.
Come back. You know, we are here every Wednesday at 7:00, and we do this every week. Okay. We want you to enjoy ourselves, or enjoy yourself. We want you to learn. We want you to grow. We want you to watch every Wednesday and learn about your body and how to get more healthy.
And
You
then
have something?
And then every weekday there's the morning show.
Well, I kind of cut back on the morning shows. I did. And I did that for a reason. You know, I've been doing morning broadcasts on the Sunrise Daybreakers for 2.5 years approximately, and the connection to nature and source and community, welcoming in a brand new day at sunrise. And you can watch that Sunrise Daybreakers on the E360 platform every Monday at 7 a.m. And what I've done is cut back because I had to focus on several things that we're doing with the LWN Foundation. Clearly, we've got a lot going on. We are looking forward to bringing you some awesome stuff. One of those things is this referral center. I'm very excited about that as well. Start helping people get the resources that they need. That's going to be located right here too, as a matter of fact. And so we're here to help you get the resources that you're looking for, whether, you know, we're going to help these people that are addicted to drugs get off these drugs, and to be able to refer them to recovery programs.
Yeah.
We are going to be able to help people that are suffering from mental health issues. And Dr. Jenny is here. She's got the knowledge, and I get to learn. And so I'm so blessed about that. You know,
And your
it's just
donations
awesome.
matter. Guys, do
They do.
we have the donation page
We
on our website yet?
We have a donation page on the
Mhm.
website. That website got, I'll just say, broken, you know,
We
a
have
little
lot
ways
of
back.
broken people. That
got
money, guys, goes 100% to helping someone get off the street, someone
Yeah.
that's homeless, that has no opportunity.
Yeah.
Go into, you know, have an opportunity to find work, to detox them off of these drugs. That's what the LWN Foundation is all about. We have here in Sarasota County, I mean, we have an issue
During the
with
winter,
some of these homeless people, right?
Yes.
During the winter, a few of my friends and I, we put baskets of like blankets, food, stuff together to help out the community.
We'll
We-
take donations like that too. Anything that's
Yeah.
going to help us reach a soul. And some of these people are at the end of the rope. They don't feel loved. Were prescribed originally gateway drugs that led them to meth, that led them to cocaine. Trust me, it wasn't cocaine and meth that they went to first.
Right.
Opiates, Zyprexa, Wellbutrin, Xanax, all of these drugs. and then they stop writing these prescriptions, and then they go to the streets to find the illegal versions of them. So let us help these people on the street. Go to our website,
Yes.
the www.
Yeah, it's lwnfoundation.org. There's a donate page. You can donate right through there. Every time if you donate money to this foundation, you're helping somebody get healthier. We're going to help people that are homeless. We're going to help people that are addicted. We're going to help people with mental health issues. We're going to give people a hand up, because you know what? Today, so many people are suffering, but we're here to let you know that we care and love you and want to help you get better. So let us do that. You got some closing thoughts here? You got about 30 seconds. I'll do that for you. All right. And then let Dr. Jenny wrap up with us.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, that's a quick 30
I
seconds.
know, that was a fast hour, guys.
It
As
was.
usual, we're so happy that you tuned in.
It's been an hour?
Yeah, it's already been an hour. There's so much information. If you have any questions that you want us to discuss on air, any specific topics, send us an email, look us up. And as usual, intentions, your words, the whole entire law of attraction, what you give out is what you're going to get back, right? So that's a simple concept in physics. So be intentional with your thoughts, with your words. Take a deep breath when someone irritates you, right? Hurt people. Remember that. So, and be kind. Just go out and be kind. Open the door for somebody. Do something nice again for a stranger. Buy a cup of coffee for the person behind you, or a meal for a little old lady that lives by herself. Or if you're in a restaurant, you see someone eating alone, go and say hi to them and offer to pay for their meal. You don't know what they're going through, and you being kind with your thoughts, with your words, and with your spirit makes a big difference in somebody's life. Thank you again for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. Join us next week, 7 p.m. for the Ask Dr. Jenny show. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.